Hey everybody, it's Chris for AllEars TV and AllEars.net. Today we're going to take a ride in that most wonderful of theme park icons, that big giant ball that you simply can't miss, that symbol of Walt Disney's vision of the future. We've got some secrets, tips, and hopefully some things you didn't know, so strap in, get ready to launch as AllEars rides Spaceship Earth. So you can't miss it. The shimmering geosphere that houses Spaceship Earth is visible from the road before you even get to the parking lot. It's the icon of Epcot, towering 180 feet above the park. Spaceship Earth is the story of communications throughout the ages, where we have been, where we're going, from cavemen to future centuries. Spaceship Earth is a Fast Pass Plus attraction. It is one of Epcot's premier attractions and is not to be missed. It's a continuous loading ride and the line moves at a steady pace. Even so, do not wait in a long line for Spaceship Earth. Many people will stop here first thing in the morning, as it's the first attraction you see when you enter the park. Later in the day, there is little if any line for Spaceship Earth. Guests in wheelchairs should see the cast member in the front of the attraction. You'll then be taken to another area to board the ride vehicles. Guests must transfer to a standard wheelchair and then will need to transfer from the wheelchair to the ride vehicle. During loading, cast members have the ability to stop the ride should it be necessary when assisting a guest. Audio description and handheld captioning are available. Due to the nature of the experience, meaning there's lots of dark, lots of strong odors, and the ride vehicle almost has you laying on your back for a bit, guests with service animals should check with a cast member at the attraction for boarding information. When you first start on your journey, you have to pick the language for your narration. Now, the first time I took my little one on this ride, at the last second, as kids often do, she reached out and randomly touched a button, and before I could stop her, we were locked into Portuguese, which made it a difficult ride for her to sit through since she couldn't understand any of the explanations of what she was seeing. The voice of Academy Award-winning English actress Dame Judi Dench guides you through this gentle 16-minute ride. 10-time Emmy Award-winning composer Bruce Broughton conducted a 63-piece orchestra and 24-voice choir for the musical score for Spaceship Earth. Each scene was infused with musical styles and instruments appropriate to the time period, which was not an easy task, according to Walt Disney Imagineering senior show producer Bob Zalk, who said that they were all amazed the first time they rode through at how the score transitioned from one time period to the next so smoothly. So this flash here is a ride photo, but it's not your typical ride photo. Through the wonder of digital technology, they'll actually use this photo in the finale of the ride. Some of the scene highlights include 9th century BC Phoenicians invent the alphabet, the Renaissance in Italy, the Sistine Chapel ceiling, ancient Greece, the Dark Ages and destruction of Rome, the Age of Enlightenment, and the invention of the printing press. The geosphere is 165 feet in diameter and weighs 16 million pounds. It encompasses 2.2 million cubic feet of space and has an outside surface diameter of 150,000 square feet. It's covered by 11,324 triangular panels and held aloft by 6 support legs that are sunk over 100 feet into the ground. We start our journey about 30,000 years ago at the dawn of recorded time. The hieroglyphics on the walls in the ancient Egyptian scene of this attraction are authentic recreations of actual hieroglyphics. The words being dictated by the pharaoh were taken from an actual letter sent by a pharaoh to one of his agents. Since audio animatronic figures are expensive, Disney Company found that they could do value creation by reusing the expressive robotic husks in other attractions. So from the original 1982 WED Enterprises Imagineering list of reused audio animatronic figures in Spaceship Earth, this is just a sampling of some of the doppelgangers you'll see in this ride. The shaman is the same as Chief Joe in the American Adventure. The Egyptian priest is William Taft in the Hall of Presidents. The Roman senator is Teddy Roosevelt. The sitting scholar, Franklin Pierce. The writing monk, John Adams. The printer pulling the tray, that's actually Andrew Jackson. Gutenberg himself is James Buchanan. And that random mandolin player, Dwight D. Eisenhower. In this part of the ride, you'll notice Disney using something they use in a lot of rides, which is called a smellicizer. It's a way of actually penetrating an area with a certain scent. Obviously here, even with your eyes closed, you'll know that Rome is burning. Like many attractions at Disney World, Spaceship Earth went through many iterations. The ride debuted in 1982 as part of the opening of Epcot. The original narrator was Lawrence Dobkin, who was replaced in 1986 by Walter Cronkite. The attraction underwent another rehab in 1994, and at that time, Jeremy Irons replaced Walter Cronkite as the narrator. Also, the ending was changed, more animatronics were added, and the song Tomorrow's Child was replaced with an instrumental musical ending. In 2008, the fourth edition of the ride opened with the current narration by Dame Judi Dench. Now, Spaceship Earth is actually two spheres, one inside the other. The outer shell houses the inner core and ride system. You may notice when it rains that no water pours off of the ball. That's because there are open seams between the triangles that allow the water to run under the outer shell and into a gutter system that's used to replenish the water in World Showcase Lagoon. In 1988, the Epcot Daredevil Circus Spectacular was performed 4 times a day in Future World. Live elephants were also part of the show, which only lasted about 5 months, possibly due to the logistics of live elephants being in the middle of Epcot. The attraction was totally redone in 2007. The scenery was cleaned up, repainted, and lots of new audio animatronics as well as scenes were added. The new audio animatronics are amazing, very realistic, and really bring each area to life.
I'm sorry that line is busy. Number please. 1 moment.
Spaceship Earth is an astonishing 150,000 square feet around, but it still isn't the largest attraction at Epcot. The Seas Pavilion is actually the largest attraction in the park. The entirety of Spaceship Earth could actually fit inside the main tank at the Seas. A host of consultants and advisors, including science fiction writer Ray Bradbury, worked with Disney Imagineers to develop the original story arc for Spaceship Earth. We're now in the age of computers and nearing the end of our journey, and, well, that was a pretty quick ride through 30,000 years of history. This last scene of the attraction was added in 2007 as an homage to the creators of the home computer who, well, they built their original prototypes that changed the entire world in their basements and garages. This one attraction took 26 months to build, and it's still known as the largest freestanding sphere in the world, and it's actually a little more oblong than sphere in shape. In this section, you are at the highest point of the ride, and the ride vehicle turns to give you a reveal of space. Now, while it doesn't really translate well to camera, it is pretty breathtaking. As you cross through this section, the ride vehicle will turn backwards, and you will begin your descent back down through the sphere. As you descend backwards, you can create your future by following along and selecting different options. You actually create a customized animated video, and you can even email it to yourself once you exit the ride in Project Tomorrow. There's also interactive games in this area, great for entertaining kids and getting a break from the Florida weather. For the Millennium Celebration, a special structure was attached to Spaceship Earth, Mickey's hand holding up the number 2000. Subsequently, the word Epcot replaced the 2000 on Spaceship Earth. At 257 feet tall, the Millennium 2000 icon was the tallest point at Walt Disney World Resort, besting the 199 feet of the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror at Disney MGM Studios and Expedition Everest at Animal Kingdom. For me personally, I don't know that they've ever truly nailed the finale section of this attraction, but it's still an amazing journey and a fan favorite, and it can't help but make you realize the true journey that this planet is on.
Or should I say the beginning of your future?
As you exit the ride, you'll step onto another moving walkway, which again can be halted, and if requested, a wheelchair will be waiting for you at the exit. As we talked about earlier, Project Tomorrow is filled with fun, interactive activities both kids and adults will enjoy. And if you're just in Future World and need an AC break from the Florida weather, you can enter Project Tomorrow without riding Spaceship Earth. So what are your thoughts on the ending? Does it work for you? What are your favorite parts? And if you could change anything about this ride, what would it be? Please let us know in the comments. Be sure to visit AllEars.net where you can read other reviews, or better yet, you can rate and review this ride. Hey, if you like this video, click on that thumbs up. Be sure to stay tuned to All Ears TV and AllEars.net for more Disney news, fun, and stuff. And follow us on Instagram at AllEars.net. New to the channel? Check out our other ride videos right here. And please subscribe to AllEars.net. Clang that little notification bell so you immediately get notified when we post a new video. This is Chris for All Ears TV. See you next time.